Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Tuesday morning getting ready for Thanksgiving. I know everybody's excited about it, and justifiably so. It's just a great time of the year. Thanksgiving, a lot of food, a lot of family, a lot of fellowship. But let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. And we're going to talk about, they have an open house coming up. We'll talk about that soon. High today, 72, low 62. Not much movement, and it's just going to be a nice, comfortable day. Water temperature, we got it at 65 degrees. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. Our price code at Brunstown is a 4.1. It's just flatline right now. It had gone up a little bit last couple of days. That was sort of not anticipated, but it did go up. You look in the past, but this coming next couple of days be flat out calm. Choctahatchee at Caryville, 2.4. It's getting low again. Just not a lot of rain. 2.4 at Caryville on the Choctahatchee. It's in great shape. I know some of y'all will be on the river doing some squirrel hunting and all kind of fun things going on. Some folks camp out on the sandbars during Thanksgiving. After Thursday, they'll just head for the river, head for the woods. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking at a low tide at 5:46. Okay, low tide in the wintertime is in the morning. Then high tide coming all the way in at 8:02. And that takes care of our November tide. We're about to wrap up November tide. Really strong tides the rest of this week. Really looks good. Our marine forecast southeast at about 10 to 11. Now I'll take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's get started with some pictures, and I always want to let's start on a funny one this time. Look at here. Don't forget to turn your bathroom scales back 15 pounds Wednesday night at 1 a.m. for Thanksgiving. That goes for me, and I know a lot of my buddies out there. It goes for y'all too, so I'll go ahead and do it. Don't worry about it. All right, this is fascinating. I started reading up on this, and this is local. This is up here in Alabama. Champion hunting dog valued at $85,000. They found it in California, and they reunited it. And I read the story. It's up in Georgia, and it's just about a Labrador, and it went missing in October, and they found it. Boss was the name. The sheriff found him in California, and they did an investigation. He was dog napped. Listen, let me tell you how I read the story. He was dog napped where they had a field trial. It's about a competitor of theirs dog napped him and took him to California. That's not normal for dog people. They're usually very respectful of each other and all, but I thought that was unique. Look, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, the friends they won't let him play, so you know what happened to Rudolph. He's looking out the gate wishing he could play with friends, so they wouldn't let him play, and so he got to drive Santa's sleigh, and that's the story behind that, and I'm sticking to it. Speaking of a story, this is my tree stand, my platform blind, and when I checked it out again the other day, and this is the same shape. It is blown over from Hurricane Michael, and I'm just not going. I've gone to Plan B. Plan B is not working now because of the bears. I'm on Plan C. I may get down to Plan D to deer hunt, but it's a struggle. The struggle is real. Okay, here it is, a Haney open house. And this is interesting. 48% of all job openings between now and 2004 will require education beyond high school and less than a 4-year degree. So the open house is going to be next Tuesday now, a week from tonight. And you can visit the lab, meet instructors, and learn about financial aid and scholarships. Alex Murphy, we've got to get her on the show again pretty soon. They do a great job out there at Haney Technical Center. So be sure and check it out. Okay, let's see. And I got that one. If you don't have enough money to get you a turkey, if you can't get you one of those butter balls, how about carving out a can of Spam and make it Thanksgiving on a budget? This is special right here. Alan Mack sent this to me because he knows how much we love handmade boats. So here's a note from Alan Mack. Handmade boat, Winston, I know you're a big fan of handmade outdoor items. My brother-in-law, Howard Mesher of Cartwright, Labrador, Canada, still makes homemade boats, from cutting his own trees to the sawmill and all things in between. Hope you enjoy. Take a close look at that. Now, that's made, I mean, you got to admire the craftsmanship, how this is put together. I mean, we talk about cutting the old tree. This is done, look how that, I mean, the boats around here now, the early boat builders built boats very similar to these. They're very seaworthy. I mean, they're not going to go out in 10-foot seas, but they're going to handle in rough bays and all, rough open water. I mean, I looked last night, I just looked at all the curves and everything on it, and the ribs. Wow, what a neat thing. Alan, thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's really cool stuff right there. And speaking of wood, let's see, okay, we're going to skip the bears. We're going to talk about bears later. Speaking of wood, it made me think about a high school buddy of mine posted this picture of a tree, okay? Here it is right here, okay? His farm is called Possum Neck. This is Frank Baker, and that's his favorite tree on his farm. This is up here in Gaston County. I just thought that was cool. Here's a little close-up of it. Frank, that tree's bigger than him. And we were asking about, here's a tree from a distance. Now, isn't that a majestic tree? Unfortunately, it made it through, and he measured it, and I forgot how big, I want to say 28 feet maybe around it, whatever. But I just love trees, and we just don't have many of those old trees left. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Now, the last thing I want to do on this segment, I'm going to read you an email from a dear young lady, a friend of mine. It was Lydia Graff. Her dad, Coach Bill Graff, y'all know him as Big Money if you went to Mosley, football coach for a long time at Mosley. He had 2 daughters, both of them took out their way. Lydia Graff ended up, was a traveling nurse, met a young man out in Montana, married. She lives in Montana now. Well, last year, I'm going to read you this story because she sent me, I'm going to read you the email, then I'm going to show it to you. So, hey, Coach, it's Lydia. Coach Chester, hope all is well. I'm excited to share with you, this is a good story. It's going to be a little lengthy, but it's just a good story. I'm excited to share with you this news of my very first deer. My dad told me that he told you about my buck fever last year, so I knew I had to do something to redeem myself. So in case you forgot, last year my husband and his buddy called in a monster whitetail for me, and I basically froze. Now, it don't happen to a lot of folks now. That deer was only about 10 yards from me. He snuck up behind me, and I was completely caught off guard, and I just watched him hop about 10 more yards away as soon as I turned around. But then as he turned broadside on me again, I still didn't shoot him. Now, you can understand, that's buck fever. Really, it does happen. But this year, I've been practicing my shot and saw this big mule deer and 2 of his buddies feeding on the side of the mountain. I was so shaky that I missed him the first 2 times I shot at him. It seemed like all this big guy was worried about was eating. The first 2 gunshots didn't spook him or nothing. He just kept on eating. I was about 200 yards away, and somehow I didn't waste any meat. And then from what we could tell, the bullet went through the right lower ribs and went through the lung, and there was no exit wound, and it missed all the guts too. That was a fine shot, Lydia. God was too good to bless me with this nice buck this year and with this amazing experience. Miss y'all, and hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Lydia Graff Grover. And here it is right here. And is that not, I'm so proud of you, Lydia. I know you're going to watch this on YouTube out there in Montana. We miss you too, honey. And when you come back home, we want you to come on the show and talk about this. Good job, Lydia Graff. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got a lot of good comments on yesterday's show with Ben Steele. That was a good one, and I just really enjoyed having Ben and all. We just got a lot to be proud of here in the Florida Panhandle, all the outdoor people. So what we did now, been spending a lot of time on hunting, a lot of hunting pictures, which is good and all, and I got to quit saying it all. But Gail and I took a break this past weekend and went down to Cape San Blas just to check things out. I want to do some pompano fishing. I've been in the woods all these times, for weeks I've been in the woods, so I wanted to get back to the water. So we went down there, and we spent the night. I got up that morning to go fishing. We had forgot the camera, and I take the camera with us everywhere just in case we run across something. So I said, I'll tell you what, let's just shoot it with the iPad. And so this is experimental, and I looked at it, I've watched it and all, I cut out a couple of things, but this is going to be interesting. I'm going to show you what it's going to come in little bursts, and I'm going to show you, and I'll talk through it, and it's going to be it's going to be interesting. It was interesting to me because it's sort of different. So here, and I'm gonna share this location with you because this location that we were fishing at is going to be a hot spot. I can promise you, it's so easy to get to, and it's beautiful. And this past Saturday morning, nobody was there, and that's going to be rare from now on. I promise you after it gets out. So here I am, and as you know, the first thing we do, we're actually nailing this. This is very simple stuff, and it's just a beautiful morning. And I want to give the meteorologist a pat on the back. They nailed it. Saturday's forecast, they nailed it perfect, because they talked about it being cloudy, fair, then cloudy, and then rain. That is exactly what happened. All right, so here we go. I'm setting up the first one. Beautiful, and really, this is around 7:30 or 8. I like to fish a little bit early, but we had to get a cup of coffee and get set up and everything. I just setting things up here. He said, "What a beautiful morning." Okay, so now we're just gonna go through these, all right? And I always put out 3. I always like to put out 3. I like that number 3. I'm trying to get between the trough, between the sandbars, with one of them. Then I try to 2 out of 3. I'll do that, and then I will go ahead and the third one I fish it sort of short. All right, I got that one. Now go to the next one. I move all the way down. You obviously see where we are. This is what we call a stump hole. All the rocks are out there. I'm on the south end. I'm on the north end of the rocks, but the south end of the beach. And this beach area is what I want to share with you because this is all new since Hurricane Michael. Obviously, you can see Gail is doing the filming because she's going real slow. If that had been me, I'd have already been back and forth twice, right and left. But okay, so here we go. We got it set up. This is my middle one, I believe, and got everything set up. And I had a hit on that. I ran to see him shaking my head. He's not on, but it was fascinating. I had a good, yeah. I said he was big. It was huge. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, this is a still picture. You obviously see my shadow in the bottom left. I'm facing north. Now, the picture I want you to perceive is that this is going to be so easy for you to get to from now on, because right to the right is road 30E. That's a Cape Road, okay? So you can just park, even if you don't have a beach permit, you can park there. So here I am. Now, I have a beach driving permit, so I can drive out there. Now I'm facing south from where I just took the picture, okay? And again, the same picture, I just walked up the beach to show you the expanse. They've blown all this sand in there. It's creating an area. It's just going to be really exciting for everybody. This is a road that goes in. If you have a beach driving permit, obviously you can drive in there right there, and you can go north. I'm not going to go too far north because I think this is a good area to fish in right here. And if you turn around and face south, okay, I'm standing in the same spot, and there's a highway. If you don't have a beach driving permit, pull off to the side road right there and just walk out there. Look how close it is. I mean, you can be doing some serious fishing right there. This is, and there's a road as you go in. Real easy to get in. Got a little bit of dolomite there. Okay, and there's Gail. She's trying to hide from the picture, and I'm taking a picture of her. That's about where we were parked, and just another picture, just some pictures here. Okay, and that's across the road at the kayak. That's the kayak launch area. So you can put in a full day right here. Again, across the road, just a beautiful area. And she's driving off, leaving me. She had to run down to the store. Okay, and right there. So here we go. And now here we are. Let's go fishing. Let's catch some fish. There's a whiting right there. Folks, I call it a bunch of whiting. And what I'm running my mouth about is that I decided I was fishing for pompano. And that's a good bycatch. Whiting are really good to eat. And there it is again. Let's see. Got it a couple times. And I caught a bunch of whiting. So what I'm doing now, I'm moving from the stump hole to another location. And that's what I'm talking about here. I released, what I'm saying is I've released all the whiting because I just didn't want to, it's just Gail and I didn't feel like getting grease hot for 2 people, but I didn't mind catching a pompano and putting them on the grill. So now I'm going to the second location here. This is my normal fishing, number 1 fishing spot. And I'm going down there, so I'm just talking about that. Okay, so now, And what happened here, the rod tip, look how the rod tip came off the, don't usually happen. So what I'm trying to do is get it back up there, just push it back on there. And in fact, when I go home today, Jeff, don't let me forget, I need to glue my rod tip and write myself a note. Now I'm just temporarily fixing it. Okay. And it stayed on there pretty good after that. All right, let's go to the next one. And yeah, I'm setting up at spot number 2, which is really my favorite spot. But again, look at the water. The water's clear. It's a beautiful morning. And Gail made a new little friend. And these birds, we just laugh out loud watching them sometimes. They're just fascinating. And then again, what's fascinating is how fast they can move if you get close to them. And that's just enjoying nature right there. Then okay, and then another one. This one got closer. Well, we're gonna give him a name, but I couldn't tell if it was male or female on that one, so I didn't want to. I guess I could call him Sue. There you go. Okay, here we go. So catching some more. Like I said, the whiting bite was pretty strong. Again, that's a really good tasting fish. Hold it up, Winston. There you go. I used a 3-ounce lead, 2-hook rig, but I did find a 3-hook rig. I went ahead and used it on my other pole. Let me see. That's another one. Uh-oh, that one came off. See, you don't catch every one of them. And this is me just putting the fish bites on there. Just simple process of just hooking the fish bite on there. Again, it was just relaxing to get out there. It was just a beautiful morning. We'd been to the woods. Not that I didn't want to go to the woods. I just wanted a break from going to the woods. And the wind started picking up a little bit. It's about an hour later. But again, I'm just casting. Let's see. Oh, here they were catching. I started catching doubles. Look at there. 2 at a time. That's what he's saying. 2 at a time. And they really are there. I'm just throwing them back, like I said. Again, they taste like, folks who catch freshwater channel cat, they sort of taste like freshwater channel cat. And if they're strong, they swim right off with those waves. There they go. I don't know what I'm telling Gail then. And then, let's see, I'm getting ready to start wrapping things up, I believe. I thought I might catch a pompano. Again, what has happened since Hurricane Michael, the little holes we've had that sort of been washed out, they sort of got covered back in. They got covered back in with the storm and all. Okay, that's it. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at only one time today, 11:38 to 1:38. And speaking of Blue Water Outriggers, like we always run by there when we're down there, and I went by there and checked with them, and I brought one item. We got Black Friday coming up, and you know, all the stores have neat sales, and I always support our sponsors, and one of the coolest things I saw. Okay, check this out now. Look at there. That is a fillet knife. I'm gonna open it up. This is gonna be my recommendation for Black Friday. I'm gonna pull it out right here. That's a metal case, okay? And pull it out. And you see it, right? That's a Mustad, M-U-S-T-A. Y'all know that brand. And that is ideal. And I know a lot of us have one. Folks, you gotta have more than one of these knives, I promise you. You got one at the fish cleaning table, of course. You need one in the garage. You need one in the back of your truck. You gotta have 2 or 3 of these. Now, it also has, you see that right there? I'm gonna pull this out if I can. I'm gonna take this out. Y'all recognize that? That's a whetstone, okay, for sharpening it. Is that not cool? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Sharpen it that way. I could still picture my dad sharpening a knife. Those old timers, they just loved to sharpen knives, and they just kept them sharp. So anyway, I looked at the price on these things, like $30-something. But this is going to be the Black Friday deal. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try to get. I don't know if I can go back down there Friday or not. But anyway, this outfit for Black Friday is going to be $15. Now you're talking about a great stocking stuff or a great present itself. I mean that, and they got so far. They said they had plenty of them, but if I'm down there, I'm gonna buy about 5 of them, and they're gonna make a great present. I can't get it back in there, but it'll fit back in there good. So anyway, there it is right there, and you'll see it. I tell you where they had them. Right, if you go in Blue Water. Right out there, you go right down to where the table is, where they have all the fishing stuff. That's where they have them right now, and they got a stack of them there, and you can't miss them. So George Duran is always great about marketing and getting some really cool stuff. He buys stuff in quantity. I know he bought those at a show or something. He bought a bunch of them. Got a good deal on them. He's passing deal on to the Panhandle Outdoor viewers and the folks that are coming down from Georgia too. They're going to be getting some. And also, my book is there. They're about run out. I ran some more books by there. They got a stack of my books there. So if you're down there in that neck of the woods during the Black Friday or any time during the weekend, I'm sure they'll have that on sale. And I think they got plenty of them. Now, so anyway, we're going to come on tomorrow. I got Steve Shea's coming on tomorrow. He's got some really interesting stuff about deer hunting. So yesterday we had deer hunting. Today we did fishing, and tomorrow we're going to do some more hunting. So we try to keep things going at a pace where we just keep all the interest and keep some really good shows coming out. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the challenge of bringing something fresh and new every day. And I get some really good help from my producer Jeff and my boss Gail. So anyway, I've got some other stuff to show you. I'm not gonna have enough time to get into it. I'll try to pick it up. We're gonna have a Thanksgiving show, and then Friday got a good show coming up, and then Captain Rick Corley went flying. So we're gonna have him on Monday's show. He just went flying, and it's gonna be a great video on that. So we got all kinds of things in. Then we're gonna be into December. Next week we're in December. So anyway, we're going to talk more about y'all enjoying Thanksgiving and all, but we got to get on out of here. I do want to mention the one way to solve the bear problem. I'm having a really big bear problem, and we're going to talk about how to solve that. I'm going to talk to Steve Shea about that, about solving our bear problem when we are out there with the feeders, okay? Thank y'all so much for watching the show. You enjoy the great outdoors and always do something good for your fellow man each and every day. Make that part of your lifestyle. And you just be a happier person by doing that, by helping out your fellow man. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.